And these bits here about working with men and working with women, when you go out into the workplace, particularly if you're in tech roles, because there are so few women in there, it can be quite intimidating. And people can be put off going in thinking, well, I don't want to work with a team of men. I want somebody who's a bit like me to work with. So men are very good to work with. I've enjoyed working with male sales teams because there is just a nice atmosphere. It's a real sort of buzzy, forward-thinking, quite a laugh, boisterous type of environment to work in. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you can stand your ground, you're absolutely fine. And men can sometimes feel intimidated working with women as well. And it's quite funny when you go into manufacturing. I went to America when I worked for Dunlop. One of our sites was in America. And a lot of the people who worked on the shop floor were women, not men. And they didn't half give the men a hard time. I mean, those poor men that worked there, they really suffered because the women had got them down to a T. So it was, again, a bit of role reversal. But if you want to succeed and you're in a world that's dominated by the opposite sex, don't be put off by it. Because everybody at the end of the day has a job to do. Everybody wants to achieve something. And it's just about being respectful of other people, being respectful with differences. And we know that in IT, we've got a big problem with getting women involved in IT. So I would love it if you're interested in tech. If you're not, that's fine, because not everybody is, but there are so many parts to tech, it's untrue. It is a fantastic industry to be part of. There are lots and lots of different career paths that you can take within it. It isn't just coding at all. That's one section of it, but it isn't just coding. You don't have to be good at maths to do it, thankfully, which is just as well, otherwise I'd never have succeeded. I'd have had to have become that journalist, which I really didn't want to do. So you can do a lot of different things when you're in IT and within that tech sector that aren't just pure coding, that aren't that technical, but choose something that you're interested in, but have a look at it because it is a great area. And people earn a lot of money doing it, and they get to travel like I do, all around the world doing it too. So it's very expansive. There are lots and lots of opportunities that are there with it. We have an initiative within CompTIA called Dream IT, which I'm part of. And this is one of the reasons why I was so keen and very thankful to Di for allowing me to come and talk to you, because we're looking to try and just get that word out and try and make a little bit of a change in the world where we can encourage girls and women to take up positions in IT, because we are going to need them. Tech is the biggest growing sector in the world. There are more and more things that need tech. So buildings, smart buildings, for example, where they control whether the lights come on and when the lights come on, when the heating comes on, when it goes off. All of the cabling that sits in buildings that allows people to use Wi-Fi, that allows them to plug their laptop in or whatever piece of equipment they've got. All of that is tech. It's all tech. So we need lots and lots of people because it's a growing sector, and it's not just for the Internet of Things, it's for business use, it's for buildings, it's for home. I was with one of my clients who make fans, and you would think that's quite a boring subject. How can a fan have anything to do with tech? Well, they do fans that sit inside big refrigerators. So you know, like the big Coke machines that are kept cold? Well, they do the fans that go inside those big machines. So what they're developing now is fans that are intelligent, that know what time of day it is and when the shop's open and shut. Because there's no point in keeping those cans of Coke cold overnight when the shop's shut and nobody's buying them. So they're wasting money, spending it, keeping those refrigerators on. So they're developing sensors that can be remotely controlled and programmed that will take the fans offline at a certain time of day and put them online at a certain time of day, that will monitor the temperature and will report back if there's a problem with the fan and it's not operating at the right temperature. That is an IoT, that section of tech, that is something that sits on the Internet of Things. And there are more and more devices that are going down that route. On the railways, they're putting them on railway tracks now, so that where the track needs mending, it can report back that it's under a lot of stress and that it's not performing very well. So it doesn't need people to physically walk up and down the track and disrupt the trains. So it's touching everywhere, and it will touch more and more places as we grow up.